Welcome back. Today is Thursday, December the 19th, 2019, and today I'm giving you my very last update for the year 2019 about my journey with Wegener's Gramulatosis. If you are new to my channel, my name is Betsy, and I have a rare autoimmune disease called Wegener's Gramulatosis. It's also called GPA vasculitis. Mine affects my lungs minorly, my kidneys severely. I was diagnosed 13 months ago. I ended up in the emergency room after 2 weeks of being treated for a respiratory infection, finding out that I was in severe kidney failure, and had I waited a few more days I would have died because I had no idea I was so sick. Fast forward 13 months later, I'm currently in remission. I'm not cured, I'm just in remission, but I'm very thankful for that. I do see a nephrologist, which is a kidney doctor, every 2 months. And I see an oncologist every 5 or 6 months now for my treatment plan. I did 6 months or 10 rounds of chemotherapy, and I have 5 rounds of antibody therapy scheduled. I've done 2. I'll be doing my 3rd one in January. I'll do the 4th one in, June, and then my 5th one in January 2021, and then we'll go from there to see where we're at. But anyhow, just a little update. I did go last month to see the nephrologist. I do blood work every month for them, but I'm only seeing him every 2 months. Everything was looking good. My blood pressure is definitely getting better. It's staying in the more normal range now. Prior to getting sick, I had no blood pressure issues. And let's see, my creatinine level was up just a little bit. They weren't overly concerned about it. It was up to 1.6 versus the 1.4 it was at previously. But I'm not complaining because in the hospital it was at 11. And that's part of the reason they didn't think I was going to live, because my creatinine level would not go down even with dialysis. But anyhow, today I went and saw my oncologist, and we are scheduled for January the 17th to do my 3rd round of rituxan. I'm not really concerned about it. I do plan to take at least, I'll have it done on a Friday. I probably will not go back to work till maybe Thursday. I work Monday through Thursday, or I may even take that Thursday off. The rituxan makes me extremely tired. I'm always tired. I live in a perpetual state of exhaustion. I tell people, but it makes me so tired I literally cannot think straight. I will probably sleep basically nonstop for 2 or 3 days, and I just will have zero energy. For probably about a week, my energy level will start tapering back up, but it definitely will be on the very low side. If you've watched my What's Like to Have a Chronic Illness video, I will be in either an orange or red day for about a week. But it also makes me sick. Not as bad as the Cytoxan did, but it will give me nausea and vomiting. So that's something to look forward to. But anyhow, it's a small price to pay to keep me alive. So hey, as long as I'm kicking chicken, I'm happy. But let's see. What I kind of want to talk about too is anxiety. I'm good going to the nephrologist, going to the cardiologist, the pulmonologist, the endoscopic stomach doctor, I can't think of the name, my ear, nose, and throat doctor, my GP. I don't have any issues going there. But the night before I go to see the oncologist, whether it be just for lab work, for a doctor visit, or the dreaded infusion, I have such anxiety. I don't sleep. I really struggle all night long. And it's been 6 months, and so it kind of was out of the back of my mind about it, thinking about it, because normally I would take either a Xanax or an Ativan. My doctor's prescribed me 30 of each, and that was 13 months ago, and I've taken 5 or 6, maybe even 7 total. I've discovered taking those the night before a treatment or a visit is good, because otherwise I will not sleep. Last night I went to bed about 11. I kind of dozed fitfully until about 2. I was awake from 2 until about 5. Went to sleep around 5. Woke up about 5:30 from a terrible nightmare, and I was awake from then on. I got home this afternoon. Don't even get me started on what the day is like at the Oncologist. It's an all-day affair for me. I took a nap for a couple hours, so I definitely feel better, but it's really hard. I beat myself up for getting upset and anxious and having this anxiety about things that I can't control. But again, it's part of the disease. If you've got a chronic illness, or if you have an invisible illness, or any sort of life-changing illness, it changes you. It changes the way you think. I've never had anxiety before. I have battled with depression before, but the anxiety issue was never there. So it's just another trait of the disease. But anyhow, I'm better now. I'll remember next month to take my whatever the night before to relax me. It doesn't make me sleep. It just kind of shuts my mind down so I can kind of just relax. And that's all I need, because next month I'll get there at 9. I'm scheduled to do blood work at 9, see the oncologist at 10, and then start the infusion at 11. I can almost guarantee it'll be 10, 11, and 12. My infusion will take anywhere from 3 to 5 hours. It just depends on how well I do. They'll start out slowly. They give me a very high dosage of Benadryl. They give me some steroids. I'll have to have somebody with me because I cannot drive, can't function. But anyhow, it will make for a very long and pretty stressful day for me. But it's going to be okay. It's once every 6 months. I'm not complaining. I wasn't complaining when I had to do chemo every 3 weeks, because my chemo only took maybe 30 minutes. It was a pretty quick chemo drip for me. But I looked around the room and I would see people that were there for hours on end, and people that had to come there once and twice a week. I can't even imagine. So for that, I'm very thankful. I'm thankful that this infusion is once every 6 months, and the side effects are minimal. And speaking of side effects, I just want to point out something. And if you've watched any of my videos, especially my early videos, I've been on YouTube, it'll be 2 years the 1st of January. I had very, very thick hair, very long hair. I have curly hair naturally. I straightened it. But when I got sick and they started me on chemo, I lost hair. I lost about 2/3 of my hair, and it has come back thicker. And I noticed it when I straightened it. It's blonde. This is not colored at all. This, I'm pretty kind of excited. I haven't been this light of a blonde for probably 20 years. My natural color was a dark blonde, almost a brown. They did say after chemo, when your hair comes back, it can change texture, it can change color. It's still curly, but the color is different. But just a little small thing, last night when I straightened it, I was going to a Christmas party, and I decided to pull it back. When I pulled it back, look, I don't have a bald spot. I had a bald spot, and I'm not talking a little bald spot, a huge bald spot. I knew I took a picture at one point. If I can find it, I'm going to add it to this video so you can see. But I couldn't find it earlier. But anyhow, that is a huge victory for me, a huge praise, a huge thing. And some people may think it's petty, or I'm being vain, or it's silly, but for me, it's a big thing to get my hair back. Losing my hair was one of the worst things that happened to me. I know it's just hair, and I knew it would grow back, but the way it was falling out at first, I thought I was going to lose it all. I literally was falling out in huge clumps, and the one and only time my son saw me have a meltdown was when I was brushing my hair, sitting basically right here. I'm in my bedroom. I was sitting here brushing my hair, and just huge gobs of hair were falling out, and I just lost it. But anyhow, a little sidebar. I think that's about it. I will be doing a video on the 1st talking about my year in review and what I have planned for 2020 as far as YouTube goes, and a little bit about myself. So I think that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's kind of all over the place and I was rambling, but I think that's about it. I hope you guys have a great day, and don't forget, not every day is good, but there's always something good in every day, especially if you wake up. I'll talk to you guys later.